Okay, so today, with it being day 2, what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at what's happened when you've sent your day 1 email. And like I said yesterday, one of the great things about something like Mailchimp, it hasn't got to be Mailchimp. Some people have, as I say, other ones. Active Campaign is the one I can always remember. There used to be one called Constant Contact. I don't know whether that still exists, but they're all much of a muchness. So the good thing with them is that if you've sent your email yesterday, 24 hours later, you can go in and you can see how you did. So you'll be able to see who opened it. And obviously you'll then be able to see, and you can actually, it'll say 24 opens. When you click on the number 24, it tells you who they were. And you might go down that list yourself and go, yeah, they emailed back, they responded. So you know where you are, okay? It'll also tell you who didn't. And all you would do then, and this is what you do today, if you've sent it yesterday, is you go to the button that says resend to non-openers and you resend it. And that's just about, again, giving a great service, covering all the bases. Someone might have missed it. So you're not spamming people. These are people who are already your clients. They already want to work with you. They already work with you. They've already given you permission to contact them. And you are a business who is reopening after the pandemic lockdown, and you're doing your best to help them come in to see you so you can help them further, right? So get out of your head. If I message them again, they're going to be annoyed. You're trying to help them. That's what you're doing. So you resend today to non-openers. And what will happen is some of them will open then because they might have missed the first one. Some more of them might contact you, and that's fine. Now, what I'm going to talk about for day 3, I'm going to tell you the email tomorrow that you will then write as your kind of follow-up email that's going to unobtrusively target the people that haven't contacted you. So by what I mean by that is I will tell you how to write an email tomorrow so that those who haven't actually contacted you said, yeah, stick me on the wait list, they will look at it and go, maybe I need to go on the wait list, but they won't feel like you're picking on them. Okay, and we'll do that tomorrow. So for today, that's all you've got to do Mailchimp-wise. Resend to non-openers and forget about it. Don't sit and worry about it. Don't become emotionally attached to it. Us women especially get very emotionally attached to everything that we do. Posts, emails, we sit and we go, no one likes it, no one's liked it, no one's commented. People just, doesn't mean a thing. So so that's your little job for Mailchimp for today. And what that also means is those of you who are a bit busy on day 1 and didn't get around to, you might have opened up a Mailchimp account, but you haven't actually done the email yet. It gives you another bit of space to get that done. Now, today, what I want to talk about is online scheduling. Okay, so online scheduling. Again, some of you may already have an online scheduling software. Those of you who have and who have joined up and started using this through working with me in the past, I know will tell you very happily, and they can put, comments and stuff. It will tell you, oh my God, it changed my life. It changed my practice forever. I want to set it up. And this is the thing. This is what stops people from doing these things. Oh, that seems like a big job. It isn't. An hour, maybe 2 hours at the most to set up an online scheduling software for your business. And when you've done it once, all of a sudden, no more texts in the middle of the night, no more emails on the last minute, because you can run it in such a way that the clients are booking their own appointments. If they need to change them, they change them. And then the things that everyone worries about when you have online scheduling is control. I'm going to let someone in my diary and pick their own appointments, and they're going to mess me around. They're going to go, oh, I'll cancel that and I'll change that because it's easy to do. You can set your software so that they can't cancel 48 hours before if they want to cancel. Because on my cancellation policy, 48 hours before or you pay, unless I can fill it. And if I fill it, I won't charge you, but if I can't, you will pay. So my Acuity, which is what I'm going to talk about because I use it, it's great, Acuity scheduling, write that down. is amazing. I can actually set it so people cannot automatically cancel an appointment 48 hours before. If they go to cancel, it'll say you need to make a phone call and they have to talk to me. Okay, and then I can, because sometimes I'm quite strong with my cancellation policy, but sometimes there might be a real situation. Then we can have a conversation about it and we make a decision. So don't be frightened of giving over your diary to the internet to let any Tom, Dick or Harry come and start sticking himself in all over the blooming place and messing with your diary. They can't do it. And the settings are really clear and easy to make. You choose your hours, you block off time you don't want people in there. You could block off every, if you have lunch every day at 1 o'clock, you can block that off for the whole year in 1 or 2 or 3 clicks. And then you can set your times, your opening times, etc. So it's absolutely amazing. But the freedom it gives you, I'm all about freedom. The freedom it gives you from all that additional work, you will save hours every week. Okay. But the other thing is, we are at the moment in a pandemic. We've been through 12 months of a pandemic. Buyer behavior has changed. You may well have met a lot of resistance prior to the pandemic at the idea of doing something so technical. Everyone's nan, auntie and dog is on Zoom now, and they're all used to it. Everybody's buying online. Everyone's clicking and buying. Most people now would far sooner be able to do something online in a few clicks than get on the phone and talk to someone. Which I think actually, yeah, there is an element of, but it's nice to have a chat. But you know what I'm saying? Buyer behavior has changed. They want ease. They want to maybe just do it on the run while they're on the phone. And they've sorted their appointment out and they haven't had to have a big conversation with you on the phone. So that's, again, why at this point, one of the reasons I'm running this series right now, although it will always apply, is because it's a great time to change that. Change your delivery behavior to match the buyer behavior. So the thing with Acuity scheduling is, again, you can have a free account. The free account is very, very functional. It's a great way to start off. And with the free account, you can have your calendar, so a calendar for one person, you, in one location, your clinic. But you can add, I believe, things may change, but you can add almost unlimited treatments to your menu in there. And you can also add almost unlimited forms to your form menu in there. So again, I'll do the same that I did with day one. I'll drop a link to the Acuity training YouTube channel. So you can go and look, how to create an account, how to set it up, how to start putting your treatment menu in there, and how to start creating forms in there. I'm going to tell you now why this is so amazing. Once you have created your treatment menu, and it's honest, please trust me, it's so easy. It'll say create a treatment item. You click on that. It's mostly, set out for you. What do you want to call it? How much do you want to charge? How long does it last? Etc. etc. And you go down and you fill all of that in, and you save it. So it might be myofascial release, so many hours, this much per hour, or whatever it is, or whatever the price is, and you save it, and you'll just do that over and over again. Then you can go into the form creation menu, and again, it's almost done for you. So it'll say create a new form, and you create a new form, and you might call it first consultation myofascial release. And then you choose, it'll open up blank. There's a little side menu, and it's very clear what they are, and it'll say, do you want to add a box with one line in, or do you want to add a box that's a paragraph, or do you want to add a tick box, yes or no, or do you see what we're saying? So you can then transpose whatever your intake items are that you have on your normal forms directly into this form in Acuity. So it might start off with, you might have a line, what's your name, what's your address, all those things. Then there might be, general medical history, tell us how you are. And then you could create a whole row of tick boxes that say, have you ever had heart condition, blood pressure problem, whatever they are. And you create it as a tick box. And then whatever other questions, you see what I mean? Now, the other thing that you can put at the bottom of this is informed consent. Yeah? where, you know, so, you know, they're giving you informed consent for this appointment, whichever way you're going to run it. Then what happens is you click save and you keep creating, and some of your forms might be slightly different. If you do lots of different treatments, you might have to ask different questions, and you just go through and create them. So that's the work. And anything worth having, you've got to put the work in the first place, and then it makes your life easier. So once you've got your forms in place and once you've got your appointments in place, you go back into your appointments and it'll say, which forms do you want attached to this appointment? And so if it was myofascial release and it was the first consultation, you might say, okay, so with this appointment, and your forms appear as a little checklist. And you'll go, well, I'll have that one. I want the first intake because it's a first appointment. I want the COVID form because they have to have a COVID form. I want the informed consent for COVID. You know, so whatever forms they need, you go tick, tick, tick. And what happens then, when you save it, if Joe Blogs then comes along and looks at your website, looks at your Acuity to book in, and all you need, by the way, you get a link. Acuity gives you one link, that's your scheduling link. You can put it on your website, you can share it on Facebook, you can put it on your Facebook page, you can put it in your emails, put it in your text messages, click here to book. It's one link. When Joe Blogs comes along and goes, oh, I'll book there, click. And then he goes, oh, Friday, 3 o'clock, I'll have a myofascial release. Clicks on it to book it. Guess what happens? Boop, forms come up. And they have to fill the form in order to book the appointment. Can you see how amazing this can be for your business? So what then happens is when they book, they fill it in, click, click, tick, tick, fill a couple of lines of text in, book. You then get an email. They get an email saying, here's your appointment. And in the email it says, if you need to reschedule, you can click here. You get an email to say, Joe Blogs has just booked. You can go straight into that appointment and look at his medical history. You can go straight in there and see if there's any flags that you need to be aware of. You can go straight in. You could even put a little box in there to say, tell me, you know, what's your priority, why are you coming to see me today? And you've got all this information at your fingertips, just like that, and you haven't had to lift a finger. And I know a lot of people that still say, yeah, but I like doing you're still going to have a chat to them. If you're going to do an online consult, those forms are there. That's what you'll work from, and you'll still have that interaction. But 90% of it's been done for you before they even book. Acuity is amazing. There's Calendly, there's Schedule, there's different ones, but I'd say Acuity because I've used it for years. And that you can do all that in the free version. If you then go into the paid version, which I think can be anything from 15 to 20 quid a month, you can have more calendars. So if you've got staff, they can have their own calendar. You can have more locations. So if you work in a couple of different clinics, so you can put the location on there. You can even have classes. So those of you guys who are asking me about, I want to create client online programs, you can have classes with up to 80 people in. You just put one block in your diary and up to 80 people can book in that block for a class. So whether that's in person, if you do Pilates or whatever, or you teach yoga, or whether you want to run an online class in something. So that's all in the paid version. And in the paid version, I believe what you can also do, they don't just get an email reminder, you can also set them up to get text reminders. And you can set a reminder the day before, and it reduces no-shows massively. So go and have a look at Acuity, get a free account, have a little play in it. See what you think. Have a go at setting up an appointment. Have a go at setting up a form. I will drop the link in for you to go to their YouTube channel, which again, and what everyone says as well is their customer service is amazing. They are really, really good if you have to get in touch with them. But yeah, it just makes your consults a whole lot easier. The thing is, you could also set up follow-on COVID forms, follow-on intake forms. So if you have a myofascial release appointment, which is appointment, you know, first appointment intake, that might have more forms attached to it or more information, but then you could set up follow-on intake forms because we do have to check with them every single time they're coming. Have you had COVID? Have you had the symptoms? Yeah, we still have to do that. Well, they could be forms that you then attach to every follow-on appointment. So you'd have intake appointments and follow-on appointments. Yeah? Massive, massive saving for you. And of course, the main thing is that if you get this set up, so I am trying to be really kind of intentional with how and teaching you to do these things. If your Mailchimp's set up and you've sent your first email, setting up Acuity over the weekend, yeah, means that when you come to needing to book in your wait list, you've got a couple of choices. You might want to ring them all up and book them in. You might want to send them an email and say, tell me, or, this is your appointment that I'm offering you. But what if you were able to say to them, okay, so you choose the first, however many off the list, and say, you're in the first week. Here's the link to book. Please book immediately to make sure you get your preferred time. And they just go in and book it. Once you've got your confirmation from Boris, then you just send them the link and you get them to book in. And then what that means is if they do need to change it, then they can do that themselves and you've got them into that system. And then I would do that for the first week, and then the rest of them I'd let it be a free for all. I'd just send everyone else the email to say, here's your link to book. And then you've kept your word. The ones who got in first, they get the first appointments in the first week. So I'm just going to wind this up to say that little reminder, little recap. And I just want to say one last thing, sorry, before I do. So, I'm really, really big on doing your consultations online. And, a lot of the professional associations are saying that. I mean, APNT for sure are like, just do your consultations online. Having Acuity in place makes that so easy. And someone asked a question yesterday that was, I'm really not looking forward to all that kind of doing the assessments the day before and then seeing them in person and everything else. So here's a suggestion for how you could run your diary if you're going to set up Acuity. What if you had an hour booked in for the bodywork, and then you block out an hour? I mean, most people are blocking out 45 minutes anyway for cleaning and ventilation. Okay, so instead you block out hours. So hour treatment, hour break, hour treatment, hour break. That hour break could become 30 minutes cleaning, ventilation. And if you've got somewhere to go, leave the room once it's clean and leave it ventilating. And then do a consultation online for the person who's coming the next day. Yeah, because we're going to charge for our consultations, aren't we? That's one of the things we spoke about yesterday was, all appointments should be minimum 90 minutes. And even so, 30 minutes of a consult online and an hour of on the table treatment. So that would be a fantastic way to organise your diary going forward. You have an hour in the room with a client, you clean it, you come out, while it's ventilating, you do your consultation for the person the next day, go back in, do a treatment. So I'm just trying to help you think about, ways that you can really reorganize your life, reorganize your diary, spend less time dealing with emails and texts, and actually, fit in with this new way of being, because our buyers, our clients are changing. So today's tasks: resend yesterday's email to anyone that hasn't opened it yet. Go and look at Acuity online scheduling and get that all set up now as best as you can. And we'll be back tomorrow with the next steps for getting your practice all ready. So we will look at all of that. We've got more stuff to look at tomorrow. But for now, I think everyone's got enough to be getting on with.